We are back once again with the Neo Geo Massive. Why did I say that? We're looking at Neo Geo games, and we're gonna move away from fighting games because I'm quite aware that the channel has become clogged with fighting games, and we're gonna move to a whole other realm. The world's favourite competitive sport, golf. So. SNK, I guess it was SNK, NASCAR. Anyway, SNK, they decided to, they made the strange decision to bring golf to the arcades. And it's been done before, but it's not the kind of thing you expect from them, from the creators of King of Fighters and Windjammers and things like that. But you know what? It just works. They've done such an amazing job. And Neo Turf Masters, which is the game we're looking at, has just kind of become well known as one of the best Neo Geo games you can buy. And when I was looking at through the Neo Geo games they've released on the Switch and looking for recommendations of which ones to pick up, all the obvious things came up, like King of Fighters 98 and Guru Mark of the Wolves, and then everyone's talking about Neo Turf Masters, and I just couldn't believe it. But it's really great, it's really cool, it's really simple, it's nothing revolutionary. If you've played golf games before, if you've played Mario Golf or you've played Everybody's Golf, Hot Shots Golf, you're going to know what you're doing. It's that what do they call it? Like a 3-click system where, I mean, it'll be evident when I start playing it. But it's the same way that most golf games play, but they've just made it quick. It fits the arcade format. You're not hanging around, and you're not going over every little minute detail. That there's certain bits of information that you've got to read, and you react to them, and you hit your shot, and it's great. It's just great fun. So here we go, hole number 1. It's got a par of 4. Don't you just love the visuals as well? So I can move left and right, and you can see on the right there's that little mini map. I'm pointing towards the hole, so I'm going to point towards there, and then the bottom right there's my power meter. So I'm going to try and hit 100%. There we go, and then I'm going to hit this second meter. Perfect. And there we go. That's the gameplay. That's the gameplay loop. So the other things you've got to check for is the wind level, which at the minute it's only 1 degree. Like 1 mile an hour, whatever it is. But it's blowing slightly to the left, so I'm just going to knock it very slightly to the right. My club is 170 yards and the hole is 165 yards away, so I'm going to try and select just under 100%. Okay. And that should get us... It's probably a little short, but, that's good enough. And then hopefully we can put this away under par. So it's a little bit over, but hopefully... Oh, come on. So annoying. So I've got to just tap this. There we go. Okay, so we got par. That's good enough. That's fine. So the way the progression works, and the way they get you putting in more quarters into the machine, is that if you fall under par, you've got like a certain amount of points basically, and when your points run out, you get game over. You have to put another credit in. And if you fall under par, it takes off one of those points. So and the holes get gradually harder and harder. See, there's a bit more wind on this one, and I've got to be careful not to get this into the sand. So yeah, you're trying to. You've got this added incentive. To get par or get below par, because otherwise you're using your credits. And I like that as a system. It totally works. I might whack this a bit hard. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm going to have to chip it out of there. What's this? 100 yards, but my thing's only 22 yards, so we can change our club, maybe? No, 100 yards is the shortest I've got. So I'm just going to have to hope that's going to do it. Oh, perfect. So I hit that, below 50% power meter there because I didn't want to whack it too far. So it's just this system just works. It's just really satisfying to play. It's really quick, very fast. The UI is very clear. It's very obvious what you've got to do. I love the graphic style. this like cartoony. I don't really know what to compare it to, but it's really satisfying. God, look at this course. Closest to the ping contest. The current record is 3 meters. Okay, so I can get to the hole in one shot here. I've just got to be careful not to overdo it. What's the wind looking like? Oh, so the wind's actually coming towards us. So I do want to hit it at kind of full strength, really, because that wind's going to push the ball back a bit. Pretty good. And then we should just be able to knock this in. If I, oh, it's just a little bit below. It's good enough. Birdie. So that's 1 under, I think, in my very low knowledge of golf. So you see, I gained a point back there because I got 1 under par. So that's going to let me progress. It's a great system. Got to like whack this over a waterfall here. So again, there's wind coming towards us, but look, our club can't reach all that distance. So I've got to whack it over here, and I've really got to hit it hard. Okay, that should be good enough. Didn't really have any margin for error there. So it looks like we've got trees here to deal with as well, which is going to... Oh, it's going to make this really complex. I'm going to whack it around the trees, I think. I'm going to lower my club. The hole's 115 yards away, so if I can get it 115 yards, that would be perfect. So I use 120. Oh, hurry up. Okay, fine. See, it just, even if you want to stand kind of messing around and choosing all this stuff, you can't, because it hurries you up, because this is presuming you stood in an arcade. So what we got is 14 yards away. I'm using a 100-yard thing, so that's probably well too hard. Well, there is a bit of wind. So this put-in is going to be slightly more complex because you can see that the hole is on a gradient. So I can't just aim it straight. I'm going to have to kind of roll it. This is going to be really lucky if I hit this. Oh, you can see why I couldn't just hit that straight there. As I say, I mean, I'm making this sound hugely complex. It's, if you've ever played a golf game before, you totally understand everything that's going on here. It's just put together in a great package. And, in the modern age, we can buy this on a Switch or on your Xbox or on your PS4. It's on all of them for what, £6.50? I think it is. Like $7.99, something like that. Like, it's ridiculous. This is a full arcade game. Yeah, we want to continue. We've got credits. Or back in the day, Neo Geo home cartridges cost over £100 each. It's great. It's just brilliant. Okay. So I ran out of my excuse me. I ran out of my points there and I had to use a new credit. That's all right because we're not paying for our credits. So no wind here. I can just whack it. I love the animation when the guy swings it. It's just really smooth. So I think I can probably... Oh, there's a bit of wind here again. So I'm going to hit it a bit under. See how we do with that. Oh, that was pretty good. Can't fault that, really. So one of the things that I'm finding that I'm absolutely loving about the Neo Geo catalogue is that it's so varied. And that might sound obvious, when we look at something like Mario Golf, of course Nintendo's roster is very varied as well. They make racing games, they make platforms, they make fighting games and Smash Brothers and whatever. But I didn't really know this about Neo Geo. The only games I was super aware of were things like Metal Slug, and then all the fighting games they make. I don't know, maybe they're the only games that translated to me as a teenager reading about these in magazines. and obviously their fighting games are their most famous ones, so it's probably all that was featured in UK game magazines back in the 90s. But there's so much depth. I'm just kind of like picking up all these little games, and they're not little games, but they're cheap games now, and just absolutely loving the kind of variety in it. Whack whack. Yeah, it's really fun just to explore the catalogue, and they're releasing these on every console now. Oh crap! I've started the thing going. I didn't want to. Can I cancel it? Oh, we can hook it. I forgot about that. So you can hook it around. Oh no! I've just hit the wrong button. Stupid. Yeah, presuming you've got one of these consoles, PS4, Xbox One, or a Nintendo Switch. It's so easy now just to dig into this catalogue. It's great. How's that? Not too bad. On the green. One of the features I quite like about these Neo Geo arcade releases is that you can play them in either the English version or in the original Japanese version, which 9 times out of 10 I'm going to play the English version, but it's quite nice to be able to load up the ROM that's the Japanese version, because sometimes they might have different voices in or different art or whatever, and some of them have got different names, but that's quite fun. And then I can probably show this. They've got all these display settings, so you can add like smoothing onto them, which I think looks horrible, but you've got some scan lines, which again I think is pretty horrible. I just turn all that off, have it nice and sharp. I mean, the wallpaper is just some like gradient at the side of the screen, so I never do that. And then you can make the screen ever so slightly wider, which I'm guessing that like the arcade screens couldn't display that, so some games kind of have invisible walls there, but if you want to just add on like an inch on each side, you've got the option to do that. And some games can be displayed vertically, so some like bullet hell games, they'll go from bottom to top, and the arcade machine would be a vertical screen, so you've got the option to do that if the game supports it. So I think that's quite nice that you've got all those options. I mean, they're to be expected, but still, it's good to see they're there. Okay, let's have one more go at this. But I would 100% recommend this to anybody. It's not your kind of typical dry golf game. Well, it kind of is. That's the weird thing. It is quite a dry game, but they've just given it a little bit of cool and a nice little simple bit of like simple gameplay that's quick and easy to play on a portable machine like the Switch. It's particularly good. So we've got no wind, 50 yards. So we'll whack that. Okay, so I've got to go up a gradient again here. So, I've got grain as well. What grain of the grass? I hadn't even considered that. So I think I'm just whacking this a bit harder. Or maybe not. So I'm guessing maybe the grain is what nudges that to the side a little bit. Oh, that's well too hard. Okay, we're fine. Okay, so that's Neo Turf Masters. I keep wanting to call it Neo Geo Turf Masters, but it's not. It's Neo Turf Masters, and I think it's great. I've just been sat here gushing about it for 15 minutes, so that's fairly obvious. But yeah, I love it. And out of all of the Neo Geo games that I've played on these consoles, these modern releases, it's definitely in my top 3 that I've played. It's just super cool. I've been playing it a lot, and I will continue to play it a lot. So there's my recommendation. Go and buy it and go and play it. Yeah, thank you for joining me for another Neo Geo play. It's the second one. I'm not sure what we're going to look at next time, but I'll figure something out and choose a fun one. And I'll see you then, hopefully. All right, ta-ra, bye-bye, bye.